first, a big fast congratulations with obtaining your research master's degree in philosophy.
Dat is Wait, how do we get here? In order to answer that question, we have to go back. Way back. See, the Dutch secondary education system is split into 3 levels: VMBO, HAVO, and VWO. After repeating my second year of VWO, only to be asked to leave anyway 3 years later, I finished HAVO and I decided to go to art school. This was my thing. I practiced, I applied, made a portfolio, and I got in. Yay! In my second year, however, I started having some doubts. I decided it's now or never. Either I stay and I finish art school, or I give this uni thing a go. That's when I chose to study philosophy, and I have no regrets. So I began my philosophy journey in the lovely Leiden. Now, as you can see, Leiden is a beautiful city. I had classes nearly every weekday, so I commuted there back and back by train. Luckily for me, my sister lived in Leiden at the time. She also studied there, and we often met up for coffee or dinner at her place. One big disadvantage of my hour-and-a-half commute is that it made the social aspect of being a first-year student considerably more difficult. Though I lived with housemates and my boyfriend at the time, and I thus had enough social interaction to fall back on, at uni I sometimes felt a bit lonely. I fully admit I could have done to engage more socially with classmates. However, on top of a lot of studying that there was to be done, I was still recovering from a period of depression that began really during my teenage years, but it got considerably worse during my second year of art school. Though I was overwhelmed a bit by the amount of coursework and lectures at first, I kind of got into a flow and managed to finish my first year there. Having said that, I did decide to transfer to Utrecht University for my second year. I already lived in Utrecht, and the way the program was structured here was a bit more suitable to me. While in Leiden I had to take about 7 or 8 classes at a time for the whole semester, Utrecht University split it up into 4 blocks with only 2 courses at a time. At the end of my second year of the bachelor's, I took a course that changed my academic life: meta-ethics. I loved it from the get-go. It's in-depth, deeply analytical, and highly theoretical. I actually have a lot of ideas for an introductory video series about meta-ethical topics, so stay tuned for that. In my third year, I did a minor in religious studies, which I also really enjoyed. I found that my philosophical knowledge transferred really well to the domain of religious studies. I learned about Buddhism and Islam, Judaism, and I really enjoyed especially Buddhism and Islam. Then it was time to write my bachelor's thesis, right when the pandemic hit the Netherlands. As recurring viewers of this channel might know, I did not stop after my bachelor's. My research master journey, however, is a whole nother story. So while we sit down in my favorite place to get coffee, let's discuss what the heck am I doing with my life right now. Now, in this past year, I've reflected a lot on what I want to do, and if and when I'll be ready for that. I have for a long time been wanting to do a PhD. Unfortunately, there isn't much funding going into higher education at the moment in the Netherlands. That does not mean that I have been sitting still. For the past year, I've been working as a lifeguard in a public pool. I have also been teaching water aerobics classes and in about 6 months I'll be qualified to be a swimming instructor. I'm really enjoying my job, and while I do miss studying sometimes, I'm keeping busy reading a lot for pleasure and training for triathlon. For the foreseeable future, I am very happy doing all these things. I do have a lot of video projects lined up, which I'm very excited about. Make sure to subscribe and click the notification icon because I promise there is more coming to YouTube soon. I hope you enjoyed this little story time and thanks for watching. Bye!